Yep, it's recording now.
Great. Okay, I'll call this meeting to order at 2:20 p.m. I'll start with the territorial acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge that the SFSS is located in the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Katzie nations. Unceded means these territories have never been handed over, so they're given up by these nations, and we're currently situated on occupied territories. Quick roll call vote, roll call attendance. Myself, President, EMAs, Access Internet, VP Internal.
Sam, pronouns he, him, access internet.
Finance.
Simmer, pronouns she, her.
External.
Joel, he, him, pronouns, access internet.
Equity.
Chloe, she, her, access internet.
Events.
Chitransh, he, him, access needs are met.
University. Temporary operations organizer.
Sindhu, she, her, access internet.
Awesome. Admin. Thank you. Great. No regrets, no legal absence. Be resolved to adopt the following consent agenda by unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, consent agenda is carried. Moving on to adoption of agenda. Be resolved to adopt the agenda as presented. I need a mover. Sam moves, and the seconder, Rishu seconds. Any amendments?
Yes.
List, please.
Um,
Rishu?
First amendment is the suggestion box motion, whereas the 2024-2025 executive body has committed to increasing engagement and communication between the SFSS and SFU undergrads, whereas currently SFU undergrad students do not have any official channel of providing input, feedback, and comments to the SFSS executive body and staff. We resolved that the SFSS executive body direct the building team to make space for a suggestion box on the third floor of the sub. Be resolved that the SFSS executive body allocate $300 from the space expansion fund to purchase a suggestion box and mount it in the allocated space. Be further resolved that the SFSS executive team task the VP University and Academic Affairs and his AVPs to monitor the suggestion box and make monthly reports publicly to the membership on what was received, action being taken, and amendments should be done. The second amendment is the Munchies Monday motion, whereas the current council committee vacancies are not yet filled, whereas because the current council committees are not yet filled and committee meetings have not yet been started, motions cannot be passed. Whereas the VP University, with the consent of VP Events, intends to start Munchie Mondays from the start of the summer semester, be resolved to pass $1,200 from the Events Committee budget line item 817/20 for purchasing food supplies for Munchie Mondays. Third, and lastly from my side, AVP's access to the exec lounge, whereas Associate Vice President used to have access to the exec lounge, whereas last term, Associate Vice Presidents had their key fob privilege taken away. Be it resolved, Associate Vice Presidents have their key fob access to the exec lounge reinstated.
That all?
Yep.
Guessing you move?
Yep.
Seconder?
Sam.
Sam seconds. Any discussion, objections? Okay, seeing none, those are amended. Chitransh, what were you saying about?
The Munchie Mondays amendment is already an old business item in the meeting agenda.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, so do we just strike that off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, any?
That was your AVP appointment, right?
That's I submitted that one.
I'm gonna put in my headphones and walk to class now, guys.
Did you have an amendment?
I had, yep,
I have, but yeah.
You could paste and I could read it if you have to.
Or you go first.
Or yeah, someone else could go first. Or
I'll put in the amendment first and then class.
okay.
If you wanna say yours.
So for my amendment, whereas under R17 of council policies, VPs may appoint associate vice presidents to assist in the duties of their executive office. Whereas the nominations for the position of associate vice president shall be ratified subject to approval by the executive committee by a majority vote. Whereas Saib Tawana has been nominated by myself to be the associate vice president of finance and services for the year 2024-2025. And be it resolved that the executive committee appoints Saib Tawana as the associate vice president of finance and services until April 30th, 2025.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Guessing you move?
I move, yeah.
Second.
Risha seconds. Any discussion, objections? Okay. Seeking unanimous consent. If you abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, it's carried unanimously. Anyone else? I guess just Sam's then.
List. So executive committee vice chair appointment, executive committee vice chair election. It's being resolved to put X as vice chair for the executive committee for the 2024-2025 year. And then next one is your piece of and the next was Canadian Youth Congress, whereas the SFSS executive was invited to the Canadian Youth Congress at UBC. Be resolved to spend up $200 from the conference line item 740/20 for tickets to the Canadian Youth Congress. VP Internal Associate Vice President appointments, whereas Council Policy R17 allows the appointment of Associate Vice Presidents, Internal and Organizational Development upon the nomination of the Vice President, Internal and Organizational Development, whereas the Vice President, Internal and Organizational Development nominated Mayha Sidhu and Micah Baker. Be resolved to confirm Mayha Sidhu and Micah Baker as Associate Vice Presidents, Internal and Organizational Development. The final new business item is President AVP appointment.
Whereas under R17 of council policies, vice presidents may appoint associate vice president to assist in duties of the respective executive office. Whereas under R17 of council policies, nominations for the position of associate vice president shall be ratified subject to approval by executive committee by majority vote. Whereas Peter Ants, Loretta Mokoro, and Adriana Comintaicher has been nominated by Emmanuel to be associate to the president for the year 2024-2025. Be resolved that the executive committee appoint Peter Ants and Loretta Mokoro as the associate to the president until April 30th, 2025. Be further resolved that the executive committee appoint Adriana Comintaicher as the associate to the president until October 31st, 2024. Is that it? I'm guessing you move.
I move.
I could second. President. Any discussion? Yes.
Do you want to move yours to the top, vice?
I'll speak.
Okay. Nothing else? Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, that is amended on. Any other list for amendments? Okay, seeing none. Seeking unanimous consent for the amended agenda. Be resolved to adopt the agenda as amended. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried as amended. Reports?
Nothing particularly, but just might be kind of an announcement for your work reports for the first 2 weeks. I've talked to finance, asked them to process the payroll, but if you could still get your work reports for the first 2 weeks in, that would be great. I'll work with you to send that out to execs, and then we'll figure it out for council near the end of the month.
Okay. Execs, any report? No? Cool.
We had a meeting with UPSS
Oh, right.
and who else did we meet with? We met with the
AMS.
workers union?
Yes. you can prepare, but I'm sure you have some more insight onto that after meeting with us today.
Not really. Not related.
Sam and I met with.
Who? Oh yeah.
Just a lot of getting to know everyone.
Yeah.
It's good to have it on record though.
Oh, and we met with the tool public with them again with FMS as part of it, just to.
And then we also met with external today, briefly. From AMS. Yes. Okay. Cool. I don't believe there's any reports from HR, so I'll move on. Sorry.
It'll go on the work report, right?
Yes, all of that you put on the work report. Yeah, this is just to update staff. Okay, move on to old businesses. First motion is March's Monday. And it goes, whereas the current council committee vacancies are not yet filled, whereas the VP University, with the consent of VP Events, intends to start launching Mondays from the beginning of the summer semester, be resolved to allocate $1,200 from the events committee budget line, 817/20 for purchasing food supplies for March's Monday. I need a mover. We should move. I need a seconder. Chloe
Second.
seconds. Oh, Chloe seconds. Any discussion?
Yeah, just on the event plan, it said it was for the month of May and June, just want to confirm. if that is the case. Okay.
We're planning to do it semesterly.
Adding on, we will be approving more budget in the events committee once councilors are informed.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna take this to a vote. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, that motion is carried unanimously. Next motion, events AVP appointment. Whereas under R17 of council policies, vice presidents may appoint associate vice presidents to assist in duties of their respective executive office. Whereas R17 of council policies, nominations for the position of associate vice president shall be ratified, subject to approval by the executive committee by a majority vote. Whereas Jocelyn Angera and Vaibhav Barbar has been nominated by Shatranj Motwani to be Associate Vice President Events and Student Affairs for the year 2024-2025. Be resolved that the Executive Committee appoints Jocelyn Angera, I hope I'm saying that right, and Vaibhav Barbar as Associate Vice President Events and Student Affairs until April 30th, 2025. I need a mover. You should move, seconded. Seconds, any discussion?
We'll go for everyone's AVP, but before they officially start, they'll have to sign a consent form. I'll send that out because they'll be coming across confidential information.
Cool. I don't see anything else, so I'll take this to a vote. Seeking unanimous consent, if you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Last old business item, Executive Committee Vice Chair elections. Be resolved to appoint X as Vice Chair of the Executive Committee for the 2024-2025 council year. I need a mover. We should move, seconder.
You have to open for like nominations.
After this.
Oh, after.
Yeah. I need a seconder. Joe seconds. Now it's open for nominations.
So do we just nominate Sam?
He said he was gonna do it, but I don't know.
Sam List.
Oh, Sam List.
Okay, great, there you go.
Get it, Sam.
Go ahead, Sam. I guess it's probably gonna type. You
Let him
could,
nominate.
but I think he's good. He said he nominates himself. He says he nominates himself online. I don't think anyone else wants to nominate themselves, so I don't see this to be a contended. No, okay. Yes, if it was contended, but it's not. So yes, I do. But I need to amend it to say replace X with Sam. Okay, and then.
I have an
guess-
amendment.
Oh, what's your amendment?
Sure, just replace X with Sam.
What do you say?
Just replace X with Sam.
Oh, yes. Okay. And then, I guess be resolved to appoint Sam as vice chair of executive committee for 2024-2025 council year. Guess I do I need a mover. I need a mover for that. Rishi moves, seconder, Simmer seconds. I don't assume there's any contested or any discussion on this. I'm gonna take this to a vote, seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Moving on to new businesses. Appointment of AVP again for VP University. Whereas under R17 of council policies, vice presidents may appoint associate VPs to assist in the duties of their respective executive office. Whereas under R17 of council policies, nominations for the position of associate vice president shall be ratified subject to approval by the executive committee by majority vote. Whereas Navalin Kerr-Barr and Ariana Shamsuddin has been nominated by Rishu Baga to be the Associate Vice President, University and Academic Affairs for the year 2024-2025. Be resolved that the Executive Committee appoint Navalin Kerr-Barr and Ariana Shamsuddin as the Associate Vice President, University and Academic Affairs until April 30th, 2025. I need a mover. Rishu moves, seconder. Joe seconds. Any discussion on this? I'm guessing probably the same comments as earlier. Your AVPs will have to sign. So I don't see any. Taking this to a vote, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Moving on. Office supplies. We have 2 SFSS executive officers who are in need of computer mice and cheap offices on Amazon.ca. Be resolved to reimburse Rishi $31.34 from the office supply line. And I need a mover.
Nice.
Rishi moves. I need a second. I guess they don't want you to get Simmer seconds. Any discussion on this? Yes.
Yeah, did you check in with the building team by chance if they had extra? But yeah, in the future, just double check with us. We might have like a full storage, filled with extra supply sometimes, so just let us know.
Whiteboard markers and.
No,
and
we don't.
magnets and pencils and labs and
Still need-
Oh, we might have whiteboard release.
labs.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess there's nothing else on this. I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Oh, this is your event. Okay. This is for the club's night. So it reads, whereas the current council committee vacancy are not yet filled, whereas in the past, events have not been organized until the committees were formed, leaving a gap in the start of the year where student life was affected. Whereas a venue fee of $1,000 is required for booking the venue for May 31st. An additional $200 is allocated for decorations, $100 for marketing, and $200 contingency. Whereas past club nights have been successful turnouts. Whereas a revenue of $2,750 is expected to be generated from the tickets that will be sold for club's night. Be resolved to approve $1,500 from events from the large scale events line item 817/20. I need a mover. She moves. I second. Discussion.
Just for information, before we actually pay, we would need to sign off on the venue contract that everyone's aware, just.
Of course, acknowledged.
Anything else? Cool. Seeing none, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Moving on to the amended motions. Suggestion box motion. Whereas the 2024-2025 is the executive body has committed to increasing engagement and communication between the SFSS and SFU undergrads, whereas currently SFU undergrad students do not have official channels of providing input, feedback, and comments to the SFSS executive body and staff. Be resolved that the SFSS executive body directs the building team to make space for a suggestion box on the third floor of the sub. Be resolved that the SFSS executive body allocates $300 from the space expansion fund to purchase a suggestion box and mount it in the allocated space. Be further resolved that the SFSS executive team tasked the VP University and its AVPs to monitor the suggestion box and make monthly reports publicly to the membership on what was received, actions being taken, and amendments should be done. I need to move it. Discussion, floor is open. Go ahead.
Yeah, just questions around this. Great, I think it's a great idea. But is there a reason why we have to have like a physical suggestion box opposed to like a poster with a QR code or something, and location wise?
So I had a discussion with Shelly about the locations between the second floor and the third floor. And me, her, and even I consulted Muriel about this. And we all believe that the third floor should be the best position for the suggestion box near the Eco desk. Apart from that, the physical part is that I personally believe that it's because it's, for example, if we have an online thing, it's again gonna tell people like, hey, it's there, it's there. It's the same thing as we have right now. A lot of people just don't know about it, but I feel like if there's a box there, it's a big box with like suggestion box written on it. It's good to catch someone's eyes passing by, and they'll be just like, hey, this is something we can look into.
Could we put a QR code on the
Yes.
box?
Yeah, I'm worried
Yes.
about people who don't wanna be,
Yes.
don't wanna be anonymous.
It's gonna be anonymous. You can just take a
Yeah.
pen, paper.
Sometimes though, like,
Maybe the
There's-
accountability would be nice in the
there's
sense of
eyes in this building, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't
watching
walk up to a
you.
suggestion box.
or even throwing garbage in there.
I'm worried that people are gonna troll it.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think we're more likely to with the physical one, and that was the concern, but yeah, and then just in terms of logistics, whatever box we get will be easily mounted.
The plan is to make it both physical and online, so there's gonna be a QR code on the box. So somebody who wishes to do it online has the straight link to it. And yeah, that's a plan.
My only addition is, does it have to be mounted in case
No.
you wanted to do a test run for like 3 to 5 months to see?
Plan is to not mount it right now
Okay.
because facilities might take a long time to do it. So the plan is to just put it on a table near the Go desk, and
Okay.
we're hoping that because it's on the Go desk, nobody's just gonna take it away and run away.
Okay.
Is it up to $300 that's being approved, or like?
Uh,
300?
It says 300, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it-
up to.
I think that's gonna always be the case. If there's a no, it's always up to.
Okay. I think you're gonna say something.
No, I just hiccuped.
Oh,
So you
okay.
said that one location, right? That's-
Third floor, yes, from the Go desk.
Yeah, I think we just might need to make clear instructions that this is like directed towards the execs.
Yes,
Not the school.
Oh, like the society in general.
yes.
Yeah, like not,
The SFSS exact suggestion.
Right, because people might just bring the complaints about
Yeah.
SFU and just dump them in there.
So with each other.
yeah. And it might be not relevant or anything we can do about it. So
Right.
if it's like very like these type of suggestions.
Who's
So-
reading these?
Mainly I am, but every exec
Execs.
has the, like, they can just open it.
How about we just put it as like a UA thing? No, that would be, because it would be directed towards the student society as a
Yes.
whole, so I think internal should be involved in this as well.
No, everybody.
Like
can
all the
be involved.
execs could view the
Yeah.
content of the box.
Also, like, it's like a discussion thing.
Not really a
Maybe
discussion,
things.
like let's say, I don't know, today's Friday and next week it's full. Rishi is gonna take them out and probably have it in his office, and you could walk in there and go look at it if you want to.
I'm the one who's required to look at it. You don't have to look at it, but it'd be good to help.
And then he's gonna do a report at council meetings if there's anything
Yeah.
worth reporting.
Workload wise, you're okay to commit to this for the entire term?
Yeah, this was one of my main campaign things. So yeah, I'm willing to do this.
Deliver.
I know you guys can see this, but I'm laughing because Shitron's just doing some funny stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay. Any other discussions on this? Any other discussions on this? If there's none, I'm gonna seek unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion's carried unanimously. Moving on to the next one. AVP
No, sorry.
access, sorry.
No.
Oh, AVP access to exec lounge, whereas associate vice president used to have access to exec lounge, whereas last term associate vice president had the key fobs privilege taken away. Be resolved that associate vice president have the key fob access to the exec lounge reinstated. I need a mover. Simmer moves and a seconder. Rishi seconds. Discussion. Cindy.
Of course. Just a question in terms of logistics, because this was a little bit of a challenge last term. Because each key fob costs us. So is there a way to collect a deposit or allocate funding from a line item, or an option to keep the exec door open during set hours, or any other way we can approach this?
Yes.
Some regular stuff.
Yeah.
How much would a deposit be?
I think it's anywhere between 10 to 40.
Deposit for,
Like if they lose it.
oh, like if they lose it, like they give us $40
And then
and
we
at
give
the
it
end they
back,
get it
yeah.
back. Cause that's been a problem in the past, I'm guessing, people not
Lost a
returning or
few, yeah.
losing. Okay.
But I think the only time we even gave AVPs access was last year. because
That was the first time.
Because it was open before that.
Right,
But do you anticipate that your AVPs would be in here when
you're
you're
not?
Yes.
Don't feel comfortable.
I don't think so. I don't think mine will be when I'm not.
Our doors individually lock still,
Yeah.
so. There's a lot of criticisms about keeping this a closed door space in general.
Yeah.
So, I mean, AVPs, we here with us, like we all, were part of the votes to make them AVPs.
Yeah.
Technically, so.
Cause technically counselors are allowed in here too, right?
My concern isn't the exec office, my concern is like them entering the building as well.
No, it doesn't
they
give
don't
them
have
access to the
yeah.
building.
It's just
It's
It's just
only the lounge, not even your
Their
office.
fobs are large.
Right.
Do you want to just add an amendment for
Deposit?
$40 deposit?
40 or like, I feel like 10,
10.
15 would be
10
better.
should be fine.
10 should be fine, yeah.
But then I
10
don't,
is
that really
not enough, no.
doesn't stop me from running away with the keys if I
Exactly.
want.
I mean, worst case scenario, we can deactivate
much
it,
does it
but then
cost us?
we get,
$40.
I'm not sure the exact cost. It's anywhere between 10 to 40.
Yes,
So I would say whatever the cost is, double the amount of that.
Bro. No, okay, let's,
I can get the exact information for you, but we can.
Seconded.
No, it's a deposit, like it will be returned to them, but like I want it to be like.
Bro, nobody's gonna be your AVP after if you make it an $80 deposit.
Yeah, but.
They're
it's
not getting
It's not
paid.
gonna be 40, right?
They're not.
It can just be whatever the cost is. You can just say
Yeah.
like add a deposit line to the.
I think anything over 20 is too much. Because again,
Are we gonna collect the
It's a
cash?
privilege.
yes. Because at the end of the day, people are not paid for this.
Okay, why don't we move this to the next exec meeting then? And until we get a number on what it is, then we can decide. I
That's
don't
fine.
think AVPs
That's
need to be running around here for the next like 2 weeks. So.
Yeah.
And I can get the exact number.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, I'm gonna postpone this motion to next meeting. I'll move on to I think the last motion. No. Should be a motion on the conference. Sam, could you put those in the chat, please? When you do that, I will read the VP finance one. Whereas under L17 of council policies, VPs may appoint associate VPs to assist in the duties of their respective executive office. Whereas under L17 of council policies, nomination for the position of AVP shall be ratified subject to approval by the executive committee by majority vote. Whereas Saeed Tawana has been nominated by Simar to be the AVP Finance and Services for the year 2024-2025. Be resolved that the executive committee appoints Saeed Tawana as the Associate VP Finance and Services until April 30th, 2025. I need a mover. Simar moves, seconder.
Second.
Rishi seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, taking this to a vote, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. I don't know why it's saying my. It's saying my meeting is gonna end in 10 minutes, so I don't know if I should reset the link by 10 minutes. Okay. So I'll just run through these quickly. There's only 3 more left. So, okay, President AVP, whereas under L17 of council policies, VP may appoint AVPs to assist in their duties. Whereas under L17 of council policies, nominations for position of AVP shall be ratified subject to approval by the executive committee. Whereas Peter Ans, Loretta, and Adriana Coming-Thatcher has been nominated by Emmanuel to be the associate to the president for the year 2024-2025. Be resolved that the executive committee appoints Peter Ans and Loretta as the associate to the president until April 30th, 2025. Be further resolved that the executive committee appoints Adriana as associate to the president until October 31st, 2024. I need a mover. Risha moves, and the seconder, I second. Any discussion? Seeing none, taking this to a vote, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. VP internal, vice president appointment. Whereas council policies R17 allows for the appointment of an associate VP internal and organizational development upon the nomination of the vice president internal and organization development. Whereas the VP internal organization development nominates Mia Sindhu and Micah Baker. Be resolved to confirm Mia and Micah Baker as Associate Vice President, Internal and Organization Development. And a mover. Risha moves, Simmer seconds. Any discussion? Seeing none, taking this to a vote, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Whereas the SFSS executive was invited to the Canadian Youth Congress at UBC. Be resolved to spend up to $100 for the conference line item 740/20 for tickets to the Canadian Youth Congress. I need a mover. Risha moves, and the seconder. Simmer seconds. Any discussion?
Do you need to buy tickets for that?
It's $20 per person.
Okay.
Sadly not. No, they invited us. It should be free.
Yeah,
but
right.
Lunch is paid.
Sorry?
It includes lunch.
It does include lunch and breakfast. And
I guess it's fair then.
so, anything else? Seeing none, taking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Sorry, I'm moving fast. My Zoom is about to end, and I want to save our recording. So I see there's an attachment for the mice receipt. There's no announcement. Anything else before I end the meeting? Okay, I'm going to take this to amendments. Be resolved to adjourn the meeting at 2:54 p.m. I need a mover. Risha move. I second. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Seeing none, motion is carried unanimously. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys next. No, we will not. because we won't be here. Actually, yeah, we will not. So it would be the week after.
We'll let you know.
Chitrons, could you stop the recording now so that you could
Yeah.
get saved for this?